Limiting, I mean, I can't get any women's shoes in store, so I typically have to wear men's shoes if I need something quick. And then size like my feet are a lot of bigger sizes come like really wide, and my feet aren't really wide. So that's sometimes an issue. But it's just, yeah, just not having, no, none of my shoes are inexpensive. They're all pretty expensive because just they don't make them. Um, so sandals are hard. Women's dress shoes are super limited as well. Thing is probably the biggest. Has been my biggest issue. Is being able to get proper shoes. You know, even now as a professional, that sucks. I mean, I've always had really big feet. Even my nieces have huge feet. Yeah, big feet just run in the fam. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I like playing track, and throwing the shot put, getting like they're finding those particular shoes. One of my teammates, their dad actually was a rep with Nike, and he helped me get the proper track shoes because we couldn't find anything in my size. Yeah, and then just like I mean, dressing up like, you know, we'd have like these banquets and stuff growing up, and you know, my mom's like, your feet are growing, I don't know which size to get you, and we don't even know if you're gonna like these. So the only shoe store really that used to be in person was Payless, that had shoes that would fit me, women's shoes, and now they're not around. So getting women's dress shoes in my size is really difficult. I've made it my style, so I'm always in sneakers, and just had to just settle on being comfy. And I have a couple boots that I wear, but it's I definitely am not winning any shoe competitions. No, I mean, definitely had different struggles. I remember a coach telling my mom like, "Oh, she should lose some weight," but I mean, I didn't really ever let that bug me too bad. We started working in nonprofits, and yeah, and then just doing a lot of direct service, and then really found interest in like the legal system and how inaccessible it is to community, and so that's kind of where I landed now. Yeah, no, but yes, that contributed to it. I think that like women of color are often just super. I think I don't like the word resilience, but often resilient, and so I don't think I would have been inspired by my own journeys, to be honest, but watching people around me have intersections with the criminal legal system and immigration systems, and um, having poor outcomes because they were less resourced was, I was like, this doesn't feel like justice to me. This isn't how I want my legal system to operate. I don't feel like this is keeping me safe, right, in community. And so, yeah, that drove me to want to work to disrupt that system. And then right now with the new administration, is really catapulting a lot of our immigration work to the forefront, and that feels really important to me because through my academic career, I started when I moved to Minnesota. I started going to school with a person named Denise, and Denise and I did elementary school. We were at Highland together, and then we reunited back at Johnson together. And I mean, I've worked in I would call it system disruption for probably the past 8 years. So I worked for a program called Parent Support Outreach, and it was child protection prevention. That's what I did before where I'm at now. But really just knowing that the system isn't set up to really provide the supports that many folks in my community need. And so kind of disrupting that a little bit before it gets to... I mean, I've worked in I would call it system disruption for probably the past 8 years. So I worked for a program called Parent Support Outreach, and it was child protection prevention. That's what I did before where I'm at now. But really just knowing that the system isn't set up to really provide the supports that many folks in my community need. And so kind of disrupting that a little bit before it gets to... Which I do think kind of catapulted me into being oh, this is how I can use my voice. But yes, that's still a big... I mean, disability rights is still something really important to me as well. No, I mean, I feel I had decent games. I remember getting some tournament MVPs for some holiday tournament stuff when I was at Creighton. But yeah, I think I was just a pretty solid player. I think I always finished with good rebound numbers. I think I was an aggressive rebounder. But yeah, I think there's so much more politics now, and things are so much more expensive. I think it's harder to differentiate between a certain club's intent. There's now the circuits are around. The circuits weren't around when I was playing in the same way. So I think it's more of the industry has grown, and so I think there's a lot harder aspects navigating that. Yeah, I mean, I'd always kind of played, but I didn't play organized basketball till 4th grade.